Marry me. Happy Sunday. I hope you got a little bit of fun out of that last video. Sometimes I have to humor myself a little bit. I've been very frustrated about trying to get some videos done, and I had to put a little fun into it. And I'm sorry about the ones I left out. Those were just the 3 that was on the top of my mind at the time. And I will get you all in there sometime soon, because I love to play little, jokes and games on people. But I'm just a fun-loving, free spirit that just loves to, have some fun and stuff. So I'm not one of those monotone, boring types of people that, I love to joke around and have fun while I'm teaching and trying to explain everything that I need to explain to my students. But I love you guys, and I want it to be a fun experience, because we're going to be together for a long time, and I want to keep your full attention all the time. And we gotta have some fun. And if we don't, then I'm gonna lose your attention. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep you motivated, especially right now, because it's gonna be kind of boring to use right now. Because I know when you first begin learning Wicca, because I know, before I got my mentor, when I first started reading the books, okay, I was kind of disappointed, because I thought, well, you could start learning rituals right away, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to get into the hardcore stuff right away. But as I was reading, and now that I'm older, and I realize why it wasn't a good idea to just start right into the rituals and the spell castings and everything, is because there's so much preparation that you have to do for yourself, to prepare for the seriousness of the spell casting and even the simple candle magic, mojo kits. It's so much you have to prepare yourself for. And like I was saying in the sorry, I'm such a mess today. It's Sunday, and oh well, I don't care. Anyway, I was talking about how the 2 important things is to start with getting yourself cleansed and mentally ready by getting the negativity out. You'll never be able to get rid of all of the negativity, but if you keep working on it, I've been working on this for years, okay? I can't say that I'm completely rid of my negativity, but I have to say this: I'm very proud of myself, because I grew up in a very dysfunctional family where there was a lot of abuse, mentally, physically, and sexually. And when I was forced to get married at 16. I got pregnant and I was forced to marry at 16, quit school. That was unfortunately an abusive relationship with a man. I got out of that after 2 years. He stalked me for 2 years. But I got out of that, but I went into another abusive relationship, to another. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. My self-esteem just hit rock bottom. I believed that the only love was abuse, because that's what my family taught me, and I just thought that's what love was. I didn't know what love was. But I finally, when I started learning Wicca and reading the books and stuff, I realized this isn't love, and it took me a while, and it really did. And I started learning mindfulness and Zen and meditation, and it's work. But I'll tell you something: if you stick with this, it will change your life forever. And you really have to want it. You really have to want this kind of life. You really do. Because if you want to change your life for the greater good, and want it for the right reasons, to better yourself and to have peace of mind, and to, how can I say this, to bring better things into your life for good reasons. Not to be like, I want to be rich, okay? I want to be a millionaire. I want to bring the hottest, sexy man in my life. Of course, I have the hottest, sexy man, so I'm sorry you missed out on that. No, I'm just joking. No, he is pretty hot. But anyway, there's a lot of other hot guys out there too, but, see, I started thinking about it, and then I get sidetracked. Woo! Okay, anyway, no, but seriously, you've got to focus and think about for the right reasons. And then there's the ethics of Wicca, okay? And that's what I'm talking about. You've got to do it for the right reasons. You don't want to be into this thinking that I'm going to get even with everyone who hurt me when I was a child or growing up in school. No, it's not about that. It's do what ye will, harm none, okay? Karma, what you do will come back to you, okay? So that is something that I live by. I always think, well, if I do this, is it going to hurt someone? If I do this, or if I say this, is this how I would want to be treated? No. So, like with my Book of Shadows, I will write down, like, if there's something going on in my life, or you can start writing in your Book of Shadows. You can start writing down daily, like a diary, kind of like, okay, today I did my cleansing, I felt great. Today I did my cleansing, I didn't feel so good. Things like that. Date it, you could put on there, this is my Book of Shadows for my classes, Wicca 101. But we're working on the important things right now, and we will get to the bigger things. So just bear with this, because we will be getting into the rituals and the very exciting things, but we have to go in this specific order, because if we don't, disasters can happen, because disasters happened to me several times. This is a serious, serious thing we're working with. Magic, and when we work with the elements and we work with the deities, it is a serious, serious matter. It's nothing to joke around with or play with or try to practice and not know what exactly we're doing, okay? And by learning step by step what our ancestors, how they learned, and my mentor was very good. Maya was very good about explaining it to me that if you don't cleanse and really, really work on getting rid of your negativity and having a clear mind and have those pipes cleaned, like I said, where your energy can flow, from your head to your toes, and be, free without having clutter, because that is so important. If you have any kind of blockage, you're wasting your time. If you try to perform magic, you're wasting your time. So if you have your chakras all clean and clear, your energy is going to flow. Okay, you're going to be able to conduct that energy out into the universe, and it will manifest, and it will happen. If you have negativity or blockage, or if anything's closed, your chakras, your third eye, your crown, any part of you, it may manifest. It may take longer. It may not at all. The best thing to do is to work on that. And then also I want you to, I'm going to probably have to do a separate video again, because I could get cut off at any time. But what I want to do is let you know this much, and then I'll do another video. But I just want you to know that it will be a little bit boring, but then it may not be to some of you. But I want you to understand we do have to do this in a certain order, because if we don't, it'll just get really confusing. It's not good. We have to do it in this order. You have to prepare your mind and body and spirit for what's about to come, because you learn all this in order, and it'll make you so much better. And you can't just go into it with ritual, because you'll be like, what am I doing? You know, how could you start with, it's like taking a kindergartner and putting him in a kindergarten class and then asking him to do, asking him to do multiplication, sitting him with a paper saying 45 times 45 and so on. He's going to look at it like, what the heck is this? You have to start them with the simple 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, and I know that most of you have already been into a lot of the Wicca and such, and I know that a lot of you are at the point where you just want to learn how to do it correctly and better yourselves, and that's why I'm here. I was that way because before I met my mentor, I was scattered all over the place. I mean, I was doing things, you know, and when I met her, she was meant to be in my life, and the goddess brought her to me. Me and my daughter, I lived in Ohio, that's where I'm from. We went up to Toledo to this like witches ball, and it was a big week thing. Everyone was camping in tents and such, and me and my daughter took a tent, and it was so much fun because there was all kinds of psychics there, and it was really neat. And I met her, and she just started talking to me. And she told me that I would be a great teacher. And I had many that wanted to listen. You know, how did she say it again? I forgot. I was a good teacher to those who wanted to listen. I had much to teach to those who wanted to listen. So she had a lot of other things that she said to me, but she was just a wonderful mentor, and she taught me a lot of things. And what I'm doing with my teaching, a lot of it is my own, but a lot of it is also based on how she taught me. But anyway, I do have some lessons here for you. I just wanted to touch base a little bit. So the next video that I do, I'm going to, actually I could probably see how much I can get in here. We're at 12 minutes. I might be able to go ahead and do your lessons. I'm wanting to do the psychic protection. Okay, it's very important. You've been doing your cleansing. You've been working on cleansing the negativity. Continue doing that. I would suggest you still continue to do the morning. That's very important. First thing in the morning when you get up is very, very important. The evening cleanse before you go to bed, that's pretty much up to you, how you are feeling before you go to bed. If you are feeling stressed, irritable, and if you want to get a good night's sleep, continue to do them. If you're feeling okay, don't worry about it. During the day, if you're feeling stressed, if you come home from work, if you work and you're feeling the stress from work and the negativity that people pass to you from work, because you know how people are, you know, in public. If you've been out in public, people will, you know, their energies will flow into you, and, you know, that's why we're going to practice the protection, because you can practice, it's very important to do the witch's shield, that you practiced and protect you against the other people out there with the negative, and also the deities, the spirits that will attack you. You won't see them. Well, some might see them. Some people have the ability to, you know, I can feel them. I can't see them. Well, sometimes I can see certain things like a flash and stuff, but usually they're good. The bad, I can't see. I can feel them, and I can feel them watching me. So far in this home I've been living in, it's a double wide, I've not felt anything. I've brought fairies because I work with the fairies. I love fairies. But as far as like bad spirits, no. There's nothing here. I lived in an old farmhouse years ago. It was not pleasant. There was a lot of bad energies, and then I found out that it was built right next to a old train track that many men died there while they were working on the train track. They were prisoners that they had, this was like back in the 30s and 40s, that they had out there, because back then they had it, how they used to call that, I can't remember, but working on the train, building the train tracks, and there was men that died. So I guess right there on the property, and there was a lot of not so good presence there. But this is the lessons I want you to do. Continue with your cleansing. And then I'm going to be recording a meditation that's from the book. And everybody will have their materials at the beginning of the week. And I'm sorry, I had to wait on another order. I had some more students and such, and I had to order more supplies. And I'm sorry. I sent them in the order that they were paid for, except Lynn's. I apologize, Lynn. That was a mistake. Yours was supposed to be mailed out with everyone else's, and I apologize. But everybody else's will be getting them in the beginning of next week, okay? But don't stress about it, because you're not going to get behind. But the ones that do have their books, you can go ahead and start reading. But they're all. It takes a month to do each lesson, because you have to. It's Wicca 101, a year and a day. So there's 12 lessons. So it's a month for each lesson, because you have to really, really, really read through it good. And then after each lesson, you'll have a ritual to do. The first lesson, you'll have your first ritual will be a bath ritual, and that's where you actually cleanse yourself really good and you bless yourself. And then when you're done with that, we'll go over that and we'll discuss it. But we will have discussions, or I will discuss, throughout the lesson. Plus, I'll have my own lessons that I give you. But with this book, we went over a little bit about the ethics, the harm none, okay? It's pretty common sense. You don't want to harm others, okay? If you do, I have a problem with that, and I don't want to teach you. Period. So, if that's your intentions, I talked a little bit about this before. If that is your intentions, then you need to tell me now, so I can dismiss you. Because I'm all about love and helping people, and I love people, and I don't want to be mean, because that's why I practice the cleansing, but I ask to be respected, okay? And sometimes I don't really know how to say things without, I don't want to be mean, but I also want to be respected too. But please respect me, and just, if you're wanting to use magic in inappropriate ways, just let me know, and don't waste my time, please. I'm not trying to sound, I'm just trying to let you know, don't waste my time. This isn't for you. This is about love and light. This is a very loving religion. This is about helping others along with helping yourself. This will change your life. If you're looking for peace of mind, if you're looking to feel wonderful in your life, if you're looking to feel good, then that's what you want. But if you're wanting to do curses and hurt people because they hurt you, an eye for an eye, that's witchcraft. That is the old ways. Then you don't want to be here. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. We will learn that it's more of the second degree. Okay? Mother Hecate is a goddess. She is one that we call upon for justice, but I'm jumping way ahead, which I tend to do that. But just respect me and please just let me know, because that's not what I'm about. But I'm going to be sending you recordings of meditation to protect give your shield, and I will do that through email. That way you can listen to it, hopefully at bedtime. If you can't listen to it at bedtime before you go to bed, then try to do it sometime towards the evening or in a real quiet place. If you have headphones, I recommend you use the headphones. And just listen to the meditation, listen to me talking, and follow the instructions, and practice this daily, because you want to build your shield and you want to keep expanding it. You'll understand when I send it to you. It's also in your book, so you'll know. In the visualization part, and you'll need to do it every day. And then also, here's an exercise I want you to do that's not in your book, but every witch has to learn this. Well, every witch learns this, if I got time to do this. Okay, this is with energy, and this is with visualization. Okay, this is what we all begin with. You take your hands together. You want to visualize. It's kind of like the crystal ball, like when you visualize a crystal ball or a sphere, a ball. But you take your hands together, and a lot of times you want to do some friction first. And usually you close your eyes, because visualizing, when you're first learning it, closing your eyes is better. But I'm going to leave mine open right now just because I'm talking to you. But I mean, well, I can do this. You close your eyes and you get it going until it gets really, really warm. And then you stop, and then you slowly, you want to have your fingers curled. And then you slowly, very slowly, pull them apart. And you can actually feel the energy that's forming a ball, a sphere. And you pull it real slow, and you can feel the energy. Everything is energy. We're all made, everything's made of energy. And then you can turn it, you can feel it turn. And then I want you to practice. I want you to practice really concentrating on what it feels like, and feel that ball and see it through your mind. And then pull it, stretch it. You can, see that with your mind. Put it back. And then you can turn it over like this, and you feel it and see it with your mind. You're holding it, and then let it go. And a lot of times when you first start practicing it, you won't see anything. That's okay. You just keep practicing. I want you to practice daily, and then let me know how you're doing. Sometimes I would use color visualization. Visualizing color has always been tricky for me. Talking has always been tricky for me. Anyway, I always had trouble with visualizing color. That's another thing. Some people pick it up really, really quickly. I could always visualize purple really good. Blue, I had trouble with. Green, pretty good. Yellow, I'll do my chakras. We'll get into that later. But some colors I really have trouble with. Silver I can do really well. And white. If you want to try to go ahead and start doing colors with your ball, you go right ahead. Let me know how you do. Because I'm anxious to see how many of you can visualize the ball in different colors. Because it's really good if you can right away. So that lesson, there you go. So you have basically like 3 lessons to do. You have your psychic protection, to do with some meditation, okay? Or do you have 3? Let me see. Maybe I can hit over myself here. Well, you got to visualize. You got to meditate, which is the concentration of meditation, and visualize your protection, and start expanding it. And then you have the visualizing I wonder if there is a spell to help my speech. Probably is. Visualizing the spirit. It's Sunday. That's all I can say. I love you guys because you are so patient with me. Okay. And the ethics we went over. But your lessons are we're going to do the protection shield. I want you to practice that daily. Meditation. You can do the meditation more than once a day if you want to. And don't get frustrated if you can't get it first, if you can't get it right away, because I know it took me a while. And then once I got it down, as soon as I would close my eyes, this is something that was really wild. Oh, I'll tell you another thing that I would visualize. This is a good idea for you to do this. This is what I did. I would visualize a white or silver pentagram, okay, just in front of me. You know, just a beautiful, plain, nothing fancy pentagram. So every time I would close my eyes, I would see, I see it right now, I would see a pentagram. And I knew I was being protected. So, you know, and then I would visualize the pentagram, and then I would visualize, you know, the white light all around me. And then I would visualize the white light expanding, you know, 2 feet out, 3 feet out, 6 feet out. And it looked to me, as it still does, that it appears to be about 12 feet out in diameter, my protection. But when I'm tired or I don't feel good and I'll close my eyes and meditate, a lot of times it shrinks up to about maybe 5 to 3, 2 feet. So you're vulnerable when you're not feeling good. And it's hard to build that up. But when you're doing your visualization, practice on trying to visualize a pentacle or a pentagram. Because that's pretty, you know, easy, because we all know what the pentagrams look like. We see them all the time. You could even get a picture of a pentagram that you really love and look at it and stare at it for a long time. Then close your eyes and try to see it, you know, in your mind. So I want you to practice on visualization. Practice your ball. So those are two different things. The visualization are things you're going to need to know how to do when you want to learn how to manifest things, when you want to bring things to you, because visualizing is part of the magic. It's a part of the witchcraft part of it, because in order to bring things to you, you have to visualize it. That's all part of the energy work and all part of the magic of being a witch. And we use our tools, we use our wands to visualize and direct our energy into candles or into our cauldrons or into our fires. You visualize it, you hold the energy, or you hold the energy and you release it into either the universe or into your candles and so on. So you got to practice that visualizing. Practice the energy, you know, because that's another thing, which is basically the same thing. But I mean, you visualize a new car that you want. Say you want I want a Mustang. So you close your eyes and you think, you visualize this car that you want. Okay, and not only do you visualize the car, you see the color you want. You want a red Mustang convertible. There it is, okay? Then you visualize you with keys in your hand. You're walking to the car. You're unlocking the door. You're opening it. You smell that new car. You're getting in. You close the door. And the whole 9 yards. You're putting your seatbelt on. You're starting it. The whole visualization. And you can also get, what is it, a collage or something? Poster board. And you can get a magazine. And you can cut out pictures of like your dream house, your dream car, your dream vacation, and just glue it on there and put it on your wall that you'll be looking at all the time. and visualize, and that's how we bring things, and you can light your incense, your candles, and, do a little incarnation, and we'll get to that again too. But that's what I want you to do. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to work on the meditation, and I will be emailing them to you. Hopefully tonight. I'm going to do my best. I have to get in there and do dinner, and because I do have my family and my other things going on. So anyway, hang in there. It will get funner, but this is pretty exciting. Once you start visualizing and you see things in your mind, and when you start meditating, because our next lessons, we're going to practice this for a while because I don't want too much going on at one time. But we're going to be contacting our spirit animals soon through meditation, because I want you to learn meditation. And once you get really good with your meditation, you'll start contacting your spirit guides and your spirit animals through meditation. And then hopefully your special deities, your gods and goddesses, will come through to you during meditation. That's how I met mine. My main goddess is Bridget. She's the Celtic goddess. Then I have a Norse goddess, Odin. I'm so sorry. God, Odin. Then I have some Egyptian ones, which is Isis and Horus. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, we'll go over gods and goddesses later. I'm going to let you go because it's running over 30 minutes. That's usually when I have trouble. If you have any questions, please let me know. And good luck with your practices. And there's no lessons to be turned in as of right now. I probably will after use of practice for a while, just to let me know. You can let me know right away there how you're doing. If it's nothing mandatory that needs to be turned in right now. But let me know how you're doing with your visualization and your meditations, okay? But for right now, that's what I'd like you to do. And continue your cleansing. And I will be sending your meditation recording here soon. So you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Love and light, and blessed be. Bye for now.